I'm looking at $320 million worth of businesses right now for potential acquisitions. And the difference between a company worth $2 million versus the one worth $30 million often comes down to one thing. Can it run without the founder? Most founders think they've built systems. They've got some SOPs, maybe project management tool, a couple of processes documented. But when we dig deeper during the due diligence, we find the same thing over and over. The business is still completely dependent on them. The founder is still the bottleneck, still the one making every important decision in the business, still the one clients want to talk to. And that's exactly why the business is stuck at $3 to $5 million revenue instead of 30 million, let's say. So we are currently looking at to acquire around 20 or so companies through our company called Global Digital Group. And I see firsthand what separates the scalable businesses from the one dependent on the founder. We had calls and analyzed over 100 businesses in the range of from 1 million to, let's say, $25 million range. And the company is not dependent on the founder and with the systems can sell for higher multiples and valuation. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact 4-layer system architecture that transforms founder-dependent businesses into self-running assets. We will cover the 4 layers you need, which is decision architecture, knowledge infrastructure, performance visibility, and your value delivery engine. Each builds on the previous one, and I will show you exactly how to implement them. And if you are seeing my video for the first time, my name is Jakub Jablonsky. I founded a company called Global Digital Group, which is going public as I am recording this video. What we do is we acquire and scale profitable technology and marketing services companies. So just a quick note, if you are doing 3 million plus in revenue and you're looking to grow or exit, feel free to reach out. Link will be in the description. Before we go into the 4 layers, I want to quickly explain why most systems fail. Here is exactly what I see all the time. Founders create systems for the wrong reasons. For example, they document processes because they read it in some business book or YouTube video that told them to do so. They build some SOPs that nobody really uses, and they implement tools that create more friction and more work instead of less. The 4-layer architecture is different because it's built around one principle, which is reducing founder dependency while maintaining quality and growth of the business. So that means not just documenting what you do, but creating infrastructure that makes you unnecessary in the business. Here are the 4 layers. First one is decision architecture, which means who decides what and when. Second is knowledge infrastructure, how expertise flows through your organization. Third one is performance visibility, seeing the data on what's happening without you being involved in the business. And fourth is value delivery, which means delivering consistent results without your oversight or involvement. Let's start with the decision architecture. This is your foundation. Most founders think delegation means telling people what to do. But actually, real delegation means creating clear decision rights at every level of your organization. Here is what this actually looks like. First, you map out every type of decision in your business. For example, this can be pricing exceptions, hiring, client escalations, strategic decisions, budget approvals, every decision within your business. And then you create what I call an authority matrix. So for each decision type, you define who can make it alone, what requires consultation with someone more senior, what needs approval, and what's completely off limits. The key here is being very specific. Here's an example. Instead of being vague like managers can approve discounts, try maybe something like managers can approve up to 15% discount for clients over 12 months, up to 25% with the CFO approval, and anything above goes to founder. Layer 2 is knowledge infrastructure. And this doesn't mean writing 200-page manuals that nobody reads. That's not really knowledge infrastructure. That's more or less bureaucracy in the company. But real knowledge infrastructure is about 3 things. First, capturing company knowledge in usable formats. This can be, for example, checklists, decision trees, quick reference guides, things people actually use on a day-to-day basis and in a moment when working. And then second, creating feedback loops, which means, for example, how does customer feedback get back to product development? Most companies have no system for this. And third, building what I call a digital brain. This means expertise isn't locked in one person's head, but every critical skill has at least 2 people who can execute it at 80% or better. This becomes very useful when you are using AI across your company, because the AI can actually use your knowledge base. We are building a couple of products ourselves that will connect to your knowledge bases, and you will be able to use it across every department in your business. And therefore, your team can execute faster because they can have the entire company knowledge within the digital brain. All of these layers that I mentioned can be easily implemented. And if you want outside perspective, how it can be implemented for you, there is a link in the description. You can use it to chat with us, especially if you are in that $500,000 to $5 million profit range and want to scale or exit your business. Now, layer 3, performance visibility. So I want to be clear here, visibility doesn't mean having more meetings or status updates or check-ins or reports. All that stuff can be useful, but in most cases, it wastes everyone's time and still doesn't give you the real insight into the business. Real performance visibility means seeing what's happening without being involved. Here is what actually works. First, build dashboards that show business health in real time. These are all the core metrics that show the health of your business. For example, sales pipeline and conversion, sales team efficiency, marketing metrics, client satisfaction, cash flow, team capacity if your team is the one delivering the actual product or service, and obviously margin per each product and project and so on. There are many metrics that matter for each business, and it's very dependent on the specific industry and business you are in. Second, you can implement what I call exception reporting. What that means is that you don't need to know everything is fine. You need to know when something isn't good or before something bad happens in advance. That means you set some sort of thresholds and get alerted when something crosses them, which means you should be able to take a 2-week vacation and know exactly what happened while you were gone in under 10 minutes without asking anyone. Final layer, your value delivery. This is what actually makes the money. Most service businesses deliver inconsistent results because delivery depends on who is doing the work. So for example, the founder can deliver 10 out of 10 results. Senior people can deliver 8 out of 10 results, but everyone else maybe not so good. A real value delivery creates consistent excellence regardless of who is executing the work. Here is how you can build it. First, map your value creation process end to end. Not just the work you do, but the entire client journey from first touch to the actual renewal. Then you can ask yourself, where does the value actually get created and where does it get destroyed? Second, build quality assurance that doesn't depend on founder review. This can be, for example, review systems between team members, automated client milestone check-ins, or manual check-ins with the actual client or customer. But you, as a founder, should be the last line of defense, not the first. Now, here is the critical part. The order of these layers matters quite a lot. You can't build performance visibility without decision architecture. You can't have a value delivery engine without knowledge infrastructure, because each of these layers enables the next. So start with the decision architecture, map your decisions, create the authority metrics, start pushing decisions down. This alone can free up to 30% of your time. If not, likely you need to hire someone. Then build knowledge infrastructure, which means document the critical 80-20, 20% that drives 80% of the value. Next, add the performance visibility, build dashboards, implement exception reporting, and finally construct your value delivery. Map the value chain and build quality assurance systems. Ideally do it one by one, not all at once, as it can become overwhelming. So look, the difference between a $3 million business and $30 million business isn't working harder. It's building systems that work without you. I see it every day in our acquisition pipeline. You can have 2 businesses, same industry, same revenue. One sells for 2 times the profit or EBITDA because the founder is the business, and the other one sells for 7 or 8 times because the business is the business. So if you're ready to implement this and doing between $500,000 to $5 million in profit, link is in the description. Let's talk about your options, whether that's implementing these systems or exploring other parts like exit or scaling the acquisitions. Either way, stop being the most expensive employee in your company. Build the systems, create the value, and get your life back. See you in the next video.